So, do you know the correct usage of the words do, does, and did? Does anyone know the difference between these words? Did your teacher teach these words correctly in school? Or did she confuse you? No worries. Today we are going to deal a really simple lesson for you and break down these terms, and you will never forget them. Let's get into the lesson. Do, does, did. How to use in questions and sentences. To do verb or auxiliary verb. Do, does, did. These can be called as to do verbs or auxiliary verbs. Forms of these verbs. Present tense, do, does. If you want to use do, does, did in present tense, you have to use do or does. If you want to use these be verbs in past tense, then you have to use the word did as the be verb. See the example, present tense, do or does. If the subject of the sentence is I, we, you, they, we can use do as the be verb. But if the subject is he, she, it, then you have to use the verb does instead of do. So, use do when the subjects are I, we, you, they, and use the be verb does when the subjects are he, she, it. Here you can see some examples. I do my homework. Here the subject of the sentence is I. So you have used the be verb do. The next sentence, they do their homework. The subject here you have used is they and the be verb is do. And the third sentence, he does his homework. The subject of the sentence is he, that is third person singular. So you have used the be verb does. The last sentence, she does her homework. Here the subject is she, that is third person singular. So you have used does as the be verb. Past tense of do is did for all the subjects. You have to use the be verb did for all the subjects, that is I, we, you, they, he, she, and it. For all the subject, if you want to talk in past tense, you have to use the be verb did. Example sentence, I did my homework. The subject here is I. Next, we did our homework. The subject is we. And he did his homework. Here the subject you have used is he. For all the subjects in past tense, you have to use the be verb did. Next, do versus does in question. To make a question in the present tense, we normally put the auxiliary verb do or does at the beginning of the question before the subject. Affirmative question, that is positive question. Example, you speak English. Here, the subject is you. How do you make this positive sentence into a question? See, do you speak English? The subject here is you, so you have used the auxiliary verb do. Use do when the subject is I, we, you, they. When the subject of a sentence is I or we or you or they, you have to use the be verb do to make positive sentence into a question. When the subject is he, she, it, add does at the beginning to make the affirmative sentence a question. If you want to make an affirmative sentence into a question, you have to add does for he, she, and it. Example, he speaks English. See the difference in verb forms. The subject here is he, so the verb becomes speaks. He speaks English. How do you make this sentence into a question? Does he speak English? Here you have used the be verb does. Next, do versus does question. Do you like the dress? Does he finish the work? Does she write the test? Where do you live? For question words like where, when, who, why, you can use do as be verb. Next, did. To make a question in the past tense, we put the auxiliary verb did at the beginning of the question. If the sentence is in past tense, you have to use the verb did to make a positive sentence into a question at the beginning of the sentence. See the example. Do they live in Chennai? Here the subject is they. This sentence is in present tense. If you want to make this present tense sentence into past tense, you have to change the be verb, that is do, into did. Did they live in Chennai? So the past tense of do is did. Here you can see some examples. Did you visit a museum? Did the bus arrive late? Did she like the dress? Why did you write a letter? Here the subjects are you, the bus is third person singular, and she, you. For all the subjects, did as a be verb. Hope you have understood the difference between do, does, did. If you feel this video is informative, like, share and subscribe. Thank you, viewers.